Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday Q&A. Right, this week we're going to kick off with a big thank you to Nick at Harper Valentine London Creative, who sent me this free T-shirt. He's a mate of mine, in fairness. Admittedly, he did send it. He said this is a blatant plug for my channel. Now, I'm gonna give you the heads up before we start. His channel is not like my channel. It's about climbing and it's about art and it's about London and parks and stuff like that. And it won't be for all of you, but if you get the opportunity to look up London Creative and maybe give him a subscribe. I'm sure we all like the subscribers. Big thumbs up. So I like subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please do. But yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. In the meantime, Nick, thanks for the T-shirt. Blinding. Okay, there we go. Right, so what have we done this week? Feedback. Addy the Real Slim Shady says, thanks for the vid. Yeah, mate, you're welcome, mate. Anyway, if you ever got any questions or anything, the best way to do it is put it in the comments. I can do videos. That way, anybody who's got that question in the future can just go straight to that video. Because then that saves me repeating myself all the time, which makes the channel very boring for you who have been watching me for a while. So that's the best way to do it. And if you ask me a question, that I haven't answered before, I'll do a video. Nice and easy. Dane Tutt started last week. He said he's doing all right, I think. He says some shippers have asked him to email the invoice. He uses this as a good excuse to also ask for feedback. I think the way the CX works is it should send an email of the invoice automatically. So when you get to the end of the job and you go like, you sign it all off, and it's just, do you want to email this invoice? Just go yes. Always. But yeah, it's like anything that you can get to get your feedback up. It's a good way forward. Record says he's done only 25 deliveries on the seatbacks and he's got 2 feedback. He said also he's done a bunch of runs for the same shipper, and he said I think they only leave 1 feedback per driver. I don't know if it's so they leave 1 feedback per driver, but I think you get the feedback not from the job, from the shipper. Now, you guys out there that obviously know much better than me because I'm just some clueless mouthpiece, let me know. But I think the feedback works according to from the shipper, not from the driver. So you could do 10 jobs for the same shipper. You could do 10 excellent jobs. You're only going to get 1 good feedback. With that in mind, you might want to spread your jobs out a bit if you can. But then if the job is right and it's the right money and it's going from the right location, it's from the same guy, you ain't going to turn it down, are you? So yeah, let us know when that guy knows it no better than me. Van on the Run says, yes, polite and professional is the key. Also, in making sure that the paperwork and invoicing requirements, this is true, make sure that you get the PODs, I always go, send them the email and scan the POD. Scanning is better than photographing because they get it as a PDF and you can use the blue little circles to move it in and it looks like it's been done on a scanner. They've already got the electronic copy. Then at the end of the week, print the email, attach the hard copy of the POD and send it in the post. Unless they say, which, with the COVID thing, a lot of people are going, we don't want them right now. In which case, don't send them, just keep them in a drawer in case anything goes wrong. But he also goes on to say he does about 12 to 13 jobs a week, gets about 1 to 2 feedback without chasing. So I think probably the way the feedback seems to work is you might be looking at about 1 in 10, maybe 2 in 10 if you're lucky. But it'll come. It's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, it will come. Lee Westcott says, he sounds like they dismiss the new guy. They should always remember that everyone starts at the bottom. Some will, some won't. The best thing you can do, if it's stick something on your paste thing when you go for e-quotes, say, I've just started on the CX, but just a tiny little description, just started on the CX, but I know about the industry, or I'm clean, or I'm professional, or I'm keen to get on, or I have quoted this job a little bit cheaper because I want to get started. Just give them a little explanation. They might go, oh, hang on a second. Or if you ring them, talk to them on the phone. I always say, if you can, ring them. You'll win more jobs that way. Try and have a crack on with them. Try and have a laugh with them. Explain your situation. Go, I'm totally new to this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm keen, and I'm sure, I'll work my way through it. Someone's going to, not somebody. You're not going to get a blank from everybody. You're just not. Rusty Def 90 says he's been running for about 9 months, never had a negative. His advice is, don't complain, be nice, and this is a good one as well. Don't take on a job you can't complete in time. Yeah, that's very, very important. That one. he said he's just had another shipper go bust on him. Does the CX have a list of banned companies? That's one for the wizards. I don't know. There's a thing on the CX called the forum, or if any of you guys watching that can help me, because like I say, I'm just a mouthpiece here, that know better than me. Does the CX have a list of banned companies? I think also the forum is very, very good if someone, if they're not maybe playing the game, and then they maybe stop and restart under another name. I believe the forum is very, very good for going, this new guy, he's that old guy, don't touch him. So these guys are out there to help you too. It's not just me. You've got the other drivers, you've got all the other channels out there. They've done a video a little while, links to other channels. There's CX, there's lots of other help out there for you. It's not just me. Take all the help, take everything you possibly can. But as for that point, don't take a job that you can't complete in time. You want to watch them times. You want to look at it and say, okay, there's a job going in, I'll pick up time. I do that at a time. Oh, that'd suit me. Oh, let's just pick up between 9 and 11. At the moment, I'm due to tip at 11 o'clock and I've got to find the place. And then who knows how long they're going to take me. The only thing you can do is you can ring them and say, look, I'm due to tip at 11. Realistically, I'm going to be over there for 12? Maybe half 12. But I can do it for this if it's any good to you. The chances are it'll be a no, but you never know, do you? So it's feedback. Shippers grooming drivers. Yeah, it's kind of a weird title, that one. But I like this. Long finger. Hello, mate. He said a lot of truth in this vid. Thank you. I value your opinion. He said, it's a cutthroat business, but don't take it personally. There are good guys out there too. Like coming back to the negative feedback again, there are guys out there that will give you the job, even though you got negative feedback, because they'll give a new guy a chance, So, yeah, and there are. I've met, when I started, I had people, actually, my mate said, well, Brian, I went up and had a chat with him. He gave me hard at. He said, what you want to do is this, what you want to do is that. He said, there are people out there, there are nice people in the world, trust me, that will guide you. It's not that hard, it's not that bad. In fact, I found it quite nice. But there you go. T. Scott says, you get told, he says, you get told, I only got this on a job. I'll put an extra £5 on next time. And sure enough, next time it's going to be an E-quote, isn't it? Yeah, how many times that? I've only got this on a job. The thing is, you've got to quote the price that you're happy doing the job for. So if you want 50 quid for the job, and the guy turns around and says, I've only got 35, go, okay, fine, get someone else to do it. Because if we all do that, eventually he's going to have to pay the 50 quid. There was a time during the lockdown and there were jobs going, admittedly there were only 8 miles, 10 miles, and they were all going about in the afternoon, they were all going to Hemel Hempstead, and I know what they were Hermes jobs, no distance, but when you get the hang of it, you go, hold on a second, this is taking me an hour to load, an hour to unload, and sometimes I'm having to queue up to get in. And when you look at the money you were getting, you think, just swerve it, just don't do it. If you do that job once, and it don't work out, and it pings up again, don't do it a second time. If you've got a fire in front of you, ow, done, just do it once. Godzilla, he said, I've had a couple of times, job requires a local lad, quick run, 35 quid. Turns out to be handball of 300 to 400 boxes. Sounds like my Hempstead job. From an obscure village location to a massive building site, and he didn't mention the fact that you have to get people to move to get in there and all that. He said he's done this once to the guy, so I've done it 3 or 4 times, and in the end I went no more. Yeah, I suppose. You kind of think, well, maybe the second time, maybe the first time. Just don't do them. If the job, and also there's like a minimum rate. There really shouldn't be a minimum rate, because when you work it out, if it drops past, even in a small van, if it drops past 20 quid, and you think, I am going to be on any job for at least 2 hours by the time I get there, pick it up, even if I'm driving it around the corner, drop it off and find the place. You work it down, unless you rent and diesel, you run less than Tesco's. So, guys, just be wary. That's all I can say, really. Hot Wheel Nation, who's one of our guys. Hi, Chris. How you doing, mate? He said he had one like this. Started off as from a small, from store to store, little job, transfers, good money, and then it turned into loads of no help to unload. He said basically, he said he started off on these jobs and they started off lovely, and then slowly but surely they got bigger and more complicated, but the money didn't go up. And it's a bit like the job you sold me the first time and the job I'm doing now are 2 different jobs, but you still want to pay the same dough for it. He says it's almost like as it goes on, it's like you're doing them a favour, and it's supposed to be the other way round. If you prove to be good, they want you because that's no risk to them. Because if they take another guy on and he messes it up, if I send Chris in, Chris knows what he's doing. He knows exactly where to go, where to drop it off. But he's like, so it's not going to go wrong. So you should be more valuable to them. But like you say, it seems to be for some people, it's a bit like, oh, well, we just, he'll do it. We'll give it to him. Oh, guys, not so easy, eh? Chris C says one shipper kept lowballing him. So he said, what I decided to do in the end is, and you will get that one. It's like, and sometimes it's fair. Can you do anything with the price? And if you can, I sometimes say, yeah, if I can. I had one last week. I said to the guy, I've got to give him a shout out. He's my mate over in Luton. How you doing, my friend? He says, Shazad. I never mentioned firm's name, but it was them aeroplane wheels. They were huge. They were like £7,000 for an aeroplane wheel. But they had to go from, it was Stansted, wasn't it? Stansted over to Luton. Airport to airport. Makes sense. But yeah, hey Shazad. Cheers, bub. This is not anything related to this. Yeah, sometimes they'll ask you a bit on the job and they'll go, look, and I mean, okay, the price I quoted him was a little bit high. Because I always start high because then you've got somewhere to move down to if you need to. And if you get it, bingo. And he said, can you do something with the price? And I said, yeah. And he said, look, can you do this? Because I've got this. And I went, yeah, sure. No problem. Nice guy. No problem. Talk. That's fine. But yeah, Chris, he says, what I do is I have one shipper that kept lowballing me. So what I worked out in the end is I just give him a high price. So he asked me to knock a bit off and we ended up at the price I wanted in the first place. I used to do that on the market. It was tedious. Constantly getting asked for discount. And so what you end up doing is putting a bigger price on the sign so that they can knock you down a bit. And why can't just people? Wouldn't it just be easier? Give them the best deal and they would go with it. So anyway, miscellaneous. Here we go. I've got the curtain side. Gary McConaughey says, thanks for the mention. No, mate, it's the other way round. Thank you for educating me. Thank you for thanking me. This could go on. But no, honestly, you've done me a favour. Cheers, bud. I'm much better at doing curtains. London Creative, please subscribe. Tee-hee-hee. If you're loading, take the... Oh, yeah, that's weird. Right, yeah. I haven't written down and put... Oh, tee-hee-hee says... If you're loading, take the front pole out. If you're unloading, remove the back pole. It's simple but effective. I get it because I'm putting the front pole out so they can load up against the bulkhead. The thing is, I've got a pallet truck on. So the pallet truck, I tried to get to sit near the back doors, just in case I have to take it off of the pallet truck, and if it's in the front, it's no good. Which means there's no real benefit from me taking the back pole out, because then all the curtain is up by the bulkhead, and the empty bit is where the pallet truck is. What I normally have is the curtain by the pallet truck, because that's the bit that he's not got to get off anyway. But I would like to hear a little bit more about that if anybody does that process, because that's interesting. I don't know why it would work, but I'm curious to know if it does. Right, on small van jobs, we did something about this. Alan Scher says, it's to do with the price, I think. Some guy was saying he was struggling on small van jobs. He says he drives a short wheelbase, 300 miles on the petrol thing, because the guy was saying he'd done 300 miles, it cost him 68 quid. He said should cost around 25 to £30 max. Yeah, I thought that. I thought that was a bit dear for short wheelbase. You might have a look at that. I think your engine's doing too much for you. C11 Yan, nice to see you back on the firm, mate. Good to see you. Says 67p per mile, absolute minimum. He said, often sell for over 80p per mile. Short wheelbases in London can be 120 mile easy, and that makes good sense because London doesn't move. The job I got yesterday, the one moving the 2 pallets down to London, I got good money for because it's London. And you know you're going to hit the 25, and you know you're going to hit it on a Friday, and it had to be there on a hurry up. But all got done. Dream job, no problems. Steve Campbell says, oh, that job he did when he transported the mirror, he said it was an £80 job, he'd done it in his wife's car. Need to watch that, mate, no insurance on that. But I suppose if you can do it. I mean, if my mother-in-law and I didn't, if I wasn't on the career exchange and my mother-in-law says, can you move this lamp to London? I could do it, I could put it in my car, I could drive it to London, you could do it. But yeah, there is money to be had on short wheelbase jobs. There is money to be had on small van jobs. Some people get it, some people don't. How they do it, I don't know. Al used to get good money. Aaron, who used to work for us, got mega money one day, got more than me. And I was driving to Luton. It can be done. I wish you the best of luck, guys. I wish I could help you more, but I've got that much experience in small van, if I'm honest. Started in the Luton, didn't I? So, Michael says he's going for his O licence. Thanks for the help. My pleasure. There is a video out there. If you're going for your own licence, we'll take you through every step of what I did. And I don't know if I ever did one on things not to do. And if I didn't, I'll do it. There we go. Hang on a second. Things not to do. Better write that down. Not Start. Mark Everson, off the topic. Is that a Bell and Ross? It looks like one. I might do a video. I've got a couple of, should we say, nice watches. I might do a video on them once. It's going to be off topic from the stuff about the courier driver. It might be very incriminating. There's some lovely firms out in China, let's put it that way. But, and it's hopeless as well. I had one of these before, I got it off my mate. And, because it's all black. It's called black, military, SAS. But the other one, the number's dark green when it goes dark. This one doesn't. After 6 o'clock, I can't tell the time. I'm sitting there watching TV thinking, is it time to go to bed now? Haven't got a clue. But I like it because it's big and square, it's got a roundy bit. So there we go. Corrigan 71. Is that your house in the background, or is that your house or it's a background? It's my house. I was very, very lucky. I got to buy it 15 years ago. I bought it at a time when I was handing out mortgages on street corners. And as the markets went down, I have struggled. I got psoriasis, and I struggled and fought to keep it. And I'm still fighting to keep it, but it's getting easier. So, but thank you very much. It's not just the house. It's the fact it's the home. My daughter grew up here. Her friends are here. Our memories are here. We love it here. I want to stay here. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I might get to. Please subscribe. Paul Wilkins, if I do a long distance, he's talking about he's kind of he's in the truck, I think. If I do a long distance Monday to Thursday, and if the planner is less, it basically says if the trip home is less than the fuel, then you get yourself into a Premier Inn. Also, you get that business thing on the Premier Inn where you can join it up as business, and but you can you get it cheaper, I think. And you can do it on the app type thing. The snag I've got with the Premier Inns is because I'm never sure they're parking, because I'm now in a bigger truck. In the Luton, I probably would have got away with it. In the smaller than the Luton, you'll definitely get away with it. In anything bigger than that. So I think I'm probably going to be aiming, if I stay out, to go out to a truck stop, because I know I've got security, I'll get somewhere I can eat, I can get someone to go to the toilet. I have asked before if anyone knows of an app or a way of locating truck stops and maybe how many spaces they've got left, depending on what time it is. I would be truly grateful. Please let me know. Like I say, I'm still clueless and I'm just learning this game. So, Van on the Run says, on elephant racing, he says, it's worse when it happens on a dual carriageway going uphill. Yeah, I know. I'm learning more about that one as well. I'm trying to be more considerate. One of the guys said last week about putting on the exhaust brake. I now find that if I'm going side to side with a truck, just turn the cruise control off the steering wheel for like 3 seconds. That's all you're losing on your journey. 3 seconds is enough for him to get in front of you, flash him, in he comes, he's grateful, click it back on again. But yeah, you'd like to think, but some of them, as the other guy said, he said, I very rarely get it back done. I think it's just a matter of, some people will flash you, some people will thank you, some people just drive like they don't, it's just them on the road. They are under no obligation. In fairness, flashing, if you do the highway code, you don't put in when someone flashes you, you put in when you've got a safe space. They might be flashing the guy in front because they know him, and then you drive in and crash in the side of him. They have no obligation to flash you, it's just a courtesy thing. Things that we do, which I think is nice, but not everybody does. So there we go. Godzilla says, how many pallets can you get on in one go? On Alice, I can get 10 standards or 12 euros, and that is with room for the pallet truck at the back. If I didn't have the pallet truck on the back, I could probably squeeze it to 12 and more euros. On Shona's truck, we can get 14, but that's a 7 metre bed. And again, 13 because of the pallet truck. You need the extra pallet for the pallet truck, but that's a 7 metre bed, 18 tonne. So we got another one coming as well. We got a sleeper coming, which is coming Tuesday. Which we have got a driver, by the way. Thank you very much for anybody who drove a driver, but we've got one, and he's a super tramp. Take a look at my girlfriend. No, he's going out all week long. He wants to take it. He says, I just want to go out, go. He's a real sort of nice, energetic guy. I was talking to him, and I think he's going to be starting Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll keep you in the loop, let you know how it's going. And Zed, welcome to the phone. What have we got here? Rowan Wood says, thanks for the help and advice. He's starting out. He's going to buy me a cup of coffee. Paying 45 days or end of the month. You'll be paying quicker than some of our firms do. But yeah, mate, Rowan, I did a video yesterday about should you join the exchange. I got a bit emotional. I know, I am soft. I cry at the end of Toy Story, you know. We're not aiming for the truck. Oh, it's so lovely. But I am soft. But it is the greatest feeling if someone comes up to you and they say, I joined because of you and you've made my life better. I mean, what's better than that? My mate David Chris always says it's when you hit that note on a guitar and that marshal behind you blasts it out and everyone goes, yeah, there are feelings. But someone coming up and saying thank you for something I've done, it's just really nice. And like I say to Naheem and Brady, well done you guys, you know. Anyway, yeah, Rowan, good luck, pal. Hope it works out for you as it did for the boys. Addy Grad said, what do I think about Class 1 and HGV jobs? Which one is better, Ridges? I don't know. I've only been doing it for 4 weeks, and like I keep saying, I'm clueless. I will keep you in the loop. Keep watching the videos. I'll keep you informed as it goes along. I get the pitfalls. Happy to share, as always. Ian Clark says, factoring companies, how do they work and which one to go with? Ian, I'm going to do your video. I've done one before on factoring companies. I recommend Skipton's. Please mention my name because they give me a reasonably big kickback. That aside, you can also check independently if you can find a better one. But my opinion, we transferred from our factoring company and it cost money because you have to pay them to transfer to Skipton's because I found Skipton's are the best. My mate Franz is with them. They're very good. They're the cheapest rate. I think they deal very well. They'll give you some kind of credit control. So yeah, Skipton's. Please mention my name. Pete from Vanguard Transport because they give you a proper kickback. But that's not why I do it. When I recommend something, someone else said about insurance, needed insurance, probably come to that. I recommend Business Choice Direct. Again, I get a kickback. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, they give me 50 quid for everyone who signs up. But that's one of the reasons why I recommend it. But the main reason I recommend it is they're the people we use. And they've been very handy. When we got the third truck on the road, you just ring them up, say, can we have a phone call? I'll ring you back 1:30. 1:30 the phone rings. And because they've got my details, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, same deal as before. Yeah, fine. Send us over the new guy's driving licence and we're good to go. They're very good and they're very reasonable. So I recommend Business Choice Direct. I recommend Skipton's. There is a link to my website where they've got a load of people that if you're starting up that might help you, please follow it. I hope these are the guys I use. I recommend the guys I use because I can't recommend anybody else because I don't know how good they are. So there you go. Use them, don't use them. Look, and always check around as well. I say, have a look for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Have a look, because you might find something that I don't know about. Barry Garlow says, you made 2k in a week. I'm in the wrong game. I didn't make 2k in a week. I took 2k in a week. Out of that, I've got to take my diesel, and I've got to take my wear, tear and spares, and I've got to take my AdBlue, and I've got to take insurance, and I've got to take my tax. But it strikes me, the bigger the vehicle, the more the money. Once again, I can't give you the definitive answer about this. Now, I'm not going to say, yeah, jump into trucks, because I might, in a 3 months' time, I'm going to go, hang on a second. I mean, like Naheem, don't get me wrong, I can take that money in a Luton van. And I know other people that are taking that kind of money in a Luton van without all this aggravation. If you've got a tail lift and you've got double curtain side and you've got a clean, tidy van and you've got a good reputation, you can still make very good money in a Luton with a curtain. I want to go into the lorry game. I'm probably going to fall over quite a lot and go, oh, I didn't see that coming. And I'll keep you informed as it goes along. But it's working. I'm happy with it. I like driving the truck. I just like trucks. Tonga toys, aren't they? Yeah, it was the champ. First time needs insurance company. And as Bob Keane says, I will recommend Business Choice Direct for the previous reason. That one was done. And this one. Mark Yates says he wants to go into for his own, which is better, rigid or Arctic. Once again, I'll keep you informed as time goes by. As soon as I work it out, I'll let you know. Van on the run. What is the going rate for an 18 tonne? And Hot Wheels says, how much do you charge for a 7.5 tonne? It's again whatever you can get, but as a rule of thumb, 7.5 tonne, you're looking about £2 a mile. 18 tonne, £2.50 a mile. You don't always get it. And you don't tend to get it on long loads because long loads they tend to put on Arctic or they tend to put it on pallet ways and you can get those kind of things for nothing. But where you score is little jobs on the hurry up. So, but again, they don't always go that way. We've had a few jobs where you quoted the jobs, and you've also got to bear in mind with the trucks that with a van you might give them 20 minutes waiting time for free. For a truck, you're looking at an hour either side. And I've had a few jobs this week where me and Shona have been on for 2.5 hours. Either trying to get it on or trying to get it off. And that really bites into your day because also in a van, your day is limitless. You could be stupid. You could run 24/7 if you wanted. You'd be stupid, but you could. Just keep drinking a Red Bull and the caffeine and the coffee. With trucks, you can't. you've got 9 hours driving time, and then that's it, you're home, and you can't work weekends. So it sounds, like I say, it sounds an awful lot. I'm not going to sell you a dream for you to go, hold on, Peter, this is not quite the way it works. There's a lot more to it, and I'm working it out. But I'm still happy. Still like driving my truck. This is lovely. Yeah, that one we've done already. So that's it. That's it for today. So in conclusion, Scouse Dennis says, when I did about the curtain, when you pulled the curtain back, I expected a Punch and Judy show. That would be great, wouldn't it? As a practical joke for someone's birthday, to pull into the yard and pull it back, and there could be like a band and maybe some dancers and some people juggling happy birthday to you. London Creative, please subscribe. Finally, Jason Burke, my hero, says, I only watch for the cats in the background. There was one there just a minute ago. Well, let's face it, they are the real star of the show. I am kind of the early wise of the piece, but Jason, I like to say that Flea and Betty and Boliv and Mayhem say hello to their Uncle Jason. That's it, guys. That's it for another week. More coming up next week, as always. Hope you're all well, and I hope you take care, take money.